And inside the locker room, everyone trying to lock in, get mentally ready for another hard-fought NBA battle. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Grant Hill and Brent Barry and our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. Let's take a look at the numbers for Corey Joseph.
He's been really dialed in from deep during these last 5 games. Looking assertive and in control every time he rises up to shoot from beyond the three-point line. And it's been fun to watch.
A look at the opening lineup for the Orlando Magic. Banchero and Carter Jr. make up the front court. Then it's Corey Joseph, then it's Franz Wagner, and it's Thomas in at the 2-guard spot. And for the Hawks, Onyeka Okongwu is out there with Cody Zeller. Then there's Dyson Daniels, then it's Trae Young, and it's Risache in at the 3 slot. You know, on paper, this looks like a lopsided matchup, but anything could happen in the NBA, Grant.
That is the truth. I mean, that's why they play the games. One guy gets hot, the team gets cold. That's all it takes to swing the entire outcome of a game.
Here's Risache. Okongwu, a screen on Wagner. Here's Risache. 6 to shoot. Nice start for him, sinking his first shot.
It's always good to see Risache mixing it up down low.
Here's Joseph, guarded by Young. The 3 from Banchero. Offensive board. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window.
A stronger defensive presence would have saved them 2 points.
It didn't seem like anybody was really aware there to go and collect that rebound in the possession.
Here's Daniels. In the game against Philadelphia, very impressive. Outside Young, pass to Daniels. Off target from outside.
The D doesn't seem to be too worried about him from three-point range, and he shows us why still. I expect him to make one of those.
Yeah, Wagner's showing he has the strength to beat contact.
And Young has got the ball here for Atlanta, coming off that win against the Sixers.
Sometimes it's difficult to get good looks on the road, but they ran the offense brilliantly.
Well, it was probably a good feeling in that last game that the mid-range worked, the long-range worked, the inside game worked. But the best feeling was the crowd leaving that building not in a good mood.
And here's Thomas from the arc. He buries it from 3.
Already an excellent passer at his position. Banchero just loves showing off his court vision.
Pass to Okongwu. Here's Young. No good. Unable to win this run.
Well, he's a guy that count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
Here's Carter, defended by Zeller. 18 feet out. Takes a big high bounce and goes in.
This small advantage is starting to snowball.
Yeah, this team is looking to add to the lead, trying to put the other team away, and threatening here.
Now here's Zeller. 10 points in his last outing. To the paint. Here's Okongwu. Oh, the dunk by Okongwu!
I would say that Trae Young's pick-and-roll game is fairly advanced for a player his age. What a treat to watch.
Well, Grant, aside from making the East Finals in 2021, how would you assess Trae Young's teams?
Well, they're always solid offensive teams. But Trae is the type of player that you need to surround with defensive-minded guys, and he hasn't really had that.
Banchero, no good.
Yeah, better than giving up the layup, you want to go in there and use the hard foul. They did it there. That's aggressive attitude defensively.
Here's Risache. 14 points for him last game against the 76ers in Philadelphia. Puts up a 3. Sends it home from three-point land.
I just love the ball movement.
And Quinn Snyder decides to call timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. go to the 2K leaderboard. These teams are getting it done in their transition offense. Number 1, the Magic.
And you know, over this stretch, they've really had their way in the open court, pushing the ball hard and getting those fast break points.
Hawks trail by 8. Young, the pass to Zeller. Okongwu up top. Zeller against Carter. Pass to Young. Screen by Zeller. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
The scoring ability of Young is just unreal. It's what's made him an all-star.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
I caught up with Quinn Snyder. He said watching tape in preparation for this game, Wendell Carter just kept showing up. Whether it was on the boards, being in the right position defensively, or even stretching the floor at the offensive end. Carter makes a lot of plays that help his team. Brian?
All right, Allie, thanks once again.
And I don't understand. Why is he going to the fadeaway? Just go straight up with it.
Pass to Okongwu. Deflected.
Yeah, this is something we might see Banchero work on, improving his ability to knock away shots.
Wagner outside. From downtown, Orlando gets it back. And they blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance at another one at the stripe.
Just owning the painted area. If it's working, no need to change.
Orlando shooting their first free throw of the game here.
At the line for 1.
Well, we're coming right down to the last bit of the season, Grant. What's the messaging like from coaches right now?
Well, BA, for teams that are in the mix, coaches are asking you to keep doing what you've been doing. But a lot of that extra motivation comes from your teammates and in the locker room. He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Magic leading by 6. Wagner, the pass to Thomas. He's in his comfort zone. 2 for 2 to start this one.
Their offense looking like a well-oiled machine.
And so it's Young with it. He brings it up for the Atlanta Hawks. Pass to Okongwu. Back to Young. Screen by Zeller. Young can't hit.
So far this quarter, he's been out of sync and might be pressing right now.
Now Thomas. Joseph passes to Thomas. Here's Banchero. Shoots over Okongwu. And he wills that one in, sinking it right through the back of the iron.
Defensively, their effort hasn't been great early on.
Hawks trail by 10. And Quinn Snyder decides to call timeout. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players. And you look at the history of the Hawks. Brent, they've won 1 NBA championship. That was back in 1958.
Yeah, BA, tough for people in Atlanta to even recognize that because the team wasn't there in 58. They were in St. Louis, and they were led by the great Bob Pettit, who was one of the first really impressive, agile big man of his era.
checked in for Atlanta.
Now to the lineup for your Hawks. Number 3, Karis LeVert.
Magic on D. 10-point lead. Pass to Zeller. Banchero against Okongwu. 5 to shoot. The Hawks need to get one up here. Zeller for 3. It's rebounded by Banchero. Here's Orlando. They're on a 19-7 run. Now Carter, defended by Zeller. From 17. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Carter's got 9.
I mean, the stroke looks good. He's moving well out there. What a sensational start to this game. Perfect from the field.
Pass to Young. On the wing, Daniels. Out of bounds. It'll be Orlando's ball.
Yeah, a communication breakdown. 2 guys thinking in opposite directions. The pass winds up in the stands.
Orlando leading by 12. Joseph passes to Thomas. Wagner with it. Back to Thomas. Fades. He hits the back iron and sinks it. He's got 7.
You can't help but look toward their defense. They're totally lost.
Young from long range. Atlanta again missing.
Just cannot get anything to go. If there's going to be a way to get out of this hole, I don't think he'll be the one to do it.
Thomas outside. Pass to Banchero. And out of bounds. Atlanta will have it. As we approach the playoffs, let's see how the East is looking. Taking a look at Orlando. With great effort over a long season, they're second in the conference. And checking out the Hawks, currently a ways below.
And right now for the Magic, their fans were expecting a lot from this team this year, and they haven't disappointed them. It's been a terrific season, and they're far from done yet heading into the playoffs.
The Magic making a switch here. Batase's checked in. Here's Young. And once again, off the mark by Atlanta.
This feels like it's snowballed a little bit on them. The more he tries to shoot his way out of this slump, the worse it seems to get. They need him to get it together.
Now here's Thomas. He has 7. Can't hit from the elbow.
That's gotta frustrate him. He knows he should have made that one.
Yeah, you can't make them all, and for sure you'll want him taking that kind of shot.
It's stolen. And Carroll with it. And it's Young picking him up. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Orlando?
They've been really going at the defense in the painted area, and so far the opposition really hasn't had an answer for them.
I love the passing that they displayed at the start of the game. Great ball movement that's opening up some chances without really getting deep into the execution.
And Banchero, no good on that one.
And the playmaking skills Banchero has already are outstanding. Just such a unique young player.
Here's Bufkin, averaging around 6 a game. Pass to Nance. Here's Robbie. Shot clock at 6. Here's Okongwu. Misses, and the dry spell continues. Magic leading by 16. Here's Joseph. In his last outing, 16 points for him. Now Wagner over Okongwu. And yes, it goes. Got a little English on that one.
Boy, I like their energy coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Well, if there were 4 or 5 boxes to check in terms of the game plan tonight, they might have checked 6. I mean, they're doing everything out there.
Now here's Okongwu. 5 points in the game. The shot by LeVert, no good.
The way they've gotten after rebounds has been impressive.
Here's Joseph. Pass to Banchero. The rebound by Atlanta.
Not his best night from the field, but looking for other ways and finding them so he can chip in.
Robbie. And here's Okongwu. Nance outside. Shoots. Atlanta again missing. Thomas against LeVert. Batase with a screen. Thomas up top. 26 points for him. Last game against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
So far, they're owning both ends of the floor. We'll see if they can keep this going.
Like tonight, that all the hustle plays have meant so much to this team. Now just sustain some of that energy and keep comfortable.
Here's Bufkin. Yet to see a basket. And miss after miss right now. We've got 1:28 left in the first. Count the basket.
They've controlled the paint so far. That's been the difference.
Yeah, the bully ball tonight has paid dividends. Highly effective down there with the physical play.
Now here's LeVert. He's been productive, averaging just over 7 points a game. And there's the screen. It's rebounded by Batase. Batase's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Wagner outside. To the wing, right side. Banchero against Nance. The shot's good. Banchero's got 6.
Oh, too big, too strong. It'll take more than that to stop Banchero.
Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Okongwu with it. Work it on Batase. Back to LeVert. Okongwu, a screen on Thomas. And here's LeVert for three. Drills it from deep.
That's a big make for LeVert. Should help his confidence.
Orlando leading by 21. Thomas outside. Pass to Batase. Shoots over Okongwu. That one's wide left. Here's Bufkin. Shot from the wing. No luck on that one.
Well, if you believe in the numbers, that mid-range shot is not a high-value shot, even with little or no defense on you.
And so it's the Orlando Magic. They're feeling great. A 21-point lead. Defense is setting the tone. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. Guys, we've seen the Magic really take control here.
Yeah, showing grit on the glass is a good way to gain an advantage. They controlled the boards in the first.
Well, if you get physical out there, you can control the glass, and that helps you to control the pace of the game.
Well, the Magic's shooting has been on another level. 68% for the game. They've got Caris LeVert. Rizachet out there with Larry Nance. And it's Bufkin in at the point guard position. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Hawks.
Slow reaction from the D, and it cost them three.
Here's Rizachet. He's covered by Caldwell Pope. It's hauled in by Isaac.
And their physical dominance has been on display. A 10-rebound advantage is a good indicator of how this game has gone.
On the wing, Caldwell Pope. He gets it in there.
Nice execution, especially in close. Caldwell Pope showing he's more than just a player that likes it on the perimeter.
And we played through the first minute here in the second. The ball's knocked loose and stolen by Anthony. And count that. 2 points and a chance for one more at the line.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another.
Well, Grant, with players getting bigger and more athletic, do you support moving the restricted area out?
Yeah, B.A., I would. We've seen a lot of injuries when defenders slide underneath elevated players on the drive. So cutting down that risk makes a lot of sense.
The Magic have gone 3 of 3 to begin the second. Isaac outside. Pass to Caldwell Pope. Now here's Anthony. Here's Black. He's checked by LeVert. 6 on the shot clock. Releases. Black, no good. Here's Atlanta now. Here's Rizachet. Checking his stats. He's scoring around 9.5 points per game. There's the triple. It's hauled in by the Magic. And this team has been unstoppable away from their own arena. Up there with some of the best road teams we've ever seen.
No question about that. It's hard enough to win in this league with the parity, but to do it away from your home floor and home fans, that's something to be proud of.
Sinks it from distance.
And I'm really liking the confidence from Isaac. He feels like no one can guard him off the catch.
The Hawks have gone just 1 of 3 to begin the second quarter. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Here's LeVert. Banked it in off the glass. LeVert's got 5 now.
Yeah, that's inexcusable. I mean, the defense must push LeVert farther away from the basket than that.
Natase with a screen. Anthony with a bucket.
They're just taking what the defense gives them. And right now, that's the interior.
The Hawks have gone 2 of 4 here in the second quarter. LeVert finds Nance.